Dawn dawns under the cover of fog in Ocheretyne, which offers the best protection against Russian air domination. Ukrainian self-propelled artillery seizes opportunity to unleash a barrage of shells on enemy in a barrage that lasts about 20 minutes, until sky begins to lighten over this village on Avdiivka front in east of country. The skies are always controlled by Russian drones. Ukrainian artillery operations are kept brief to prevent their location from being detected. Last Friday morning, Ukrainian weapons targeted most decisive sector of the battle, railroad tracks connecting Avdiivka to unoccupied Ukraine. About 4 miles away, Ivan plucks some dried grass and uses them to map the area where his men are fighting. Like all soldiers interviewed for this article, he prefers not to give his full name. Its mission is to coordinate assault companies of the 47th Mechanized Brigade, one of Ukrainian units equipped with NATO weapons and training. A civil engineer by profession, Ivan stewed for a year, including 4 months in Germany and Lithuania. Before joining the war, his men guard the railway tracks on Avdiivka's northern flank. The railway line is elevated, acting as a retaining wall against advancing armour, and thus infantry movements can also be slowed. It would be a disaster if the Russians took control of the tracks, says Ivan. Before the war, Avdiivka had a population of more than 30,000. Now they number less than 2,000. This officer disastrously means that Russians, by commanding the roads, will be able to advance their troops from north to surround Avdiivka. The Russian offensive focuses on the area around the city's coke plant, Europe's largest production facility for such fuels. The problem is that the enemy has already penetrated 2 miles of the railway line. They have no control. We can take and lose positions there 3 times in one day. We fight at 30 meters, explains Ivan. They continue to arrive in detachments of 10-15 people. Ivan says Russian casualties are numerous, but on the Ukrainian side they are also very high. He himself lost his entire 17-man platoon either dead or captured. The bulk of 47th Mechanized Brigade was transferred to Avdiivka in mid-October, when the current Russian offensive to capture city began. Ivan and his men had previously participated in the unsuccessful summer Ukrainian counteroffensive. On the Zaporozhye front, the 47th Brigade suffered heavy damage in first 3 months of the counteroffensive, during which Kiev favored strategy of attacking with large armored columns. Russian minefields fortified defenses slowed vance. Enemy artillery drones easily destroyed vehicles. Troops. Military sources on the Zaporozhye front assured this newspaper last September that the 47th Brigade had lost more than 30 of its strength in this battle, about 2,000 of its 5,000 soldiers. Ivan claims to have seen 16 of his comrades die, but it's worse emotionally at Avdiivka. He adds, because defending is harder on